On the whole, once again, I've been quite happy with how EDG's been drafting. I don't know what's changed between last split and this one, but EDG, at least on that part of things, I'm pretty happy. Using the Ignite, which means that Hoya won't be able to recall before the wave's into turret. This is going to be a dive.
Early use of the Ignite. Over comes Xiaohao stacking up the 3 Talon Strike on the tower. Alright, Shin Towers, remember you need to do that. Still got the Audacious Charge and a Flash. Hoya tries to get out, and still the killer's donated about it. Not much you can do to stop you, because you do it very carefully, really, as the grand scheme of things.
When you lose the leader of a team, it was really a two-man show of him and Beige1. It's really, how do you show that same level of gameplay again, you know?
Difficult. Quite a lot of Palkia here. He's still got the crash down, and he's going to go in with it. And ZDZ just gets a massive sniff there. Wellington's going to come on up, but there's already the Hallowed Mist down. What do you do? Goes up with the Feather Storm. Can actually potentially pull some feathers back. There was the Rise who came on down as well with that Realm Warp, but now he's split off as the Weaver's Wall comes down. Ugly stuff from Thunder Talk. They only lose the one for now, but are thrown down. He gets to open the curtains. Setup being asked to take a bow. Flash Wind becomes lightning. And Xiaohao picks up another.
EDG looks so much more. Grubs to the side of EDG. And we'll start to put down some work on the spot lane turret. Get a play from that a chance as well. So if you'd like to chime in, let us know your opinion sometime your input. ZDZ, pulling the ult out, forcing the Leap Strike away.
Again, caught on the turret with it, doesn't have a counter strike, and the needle's held. Really smooth stuff from EDG. They've got 3 grubs as well. This turret is dead to rights.
Just after the plates have fallen, of course, they fell off a minute ago, but ZDZ has been the pick already. They're going to get in a turret as well before TT are even finished with the outer one on bot side. This is brutal, because all of that goal is going into Talon and Shadow Assault. Harold's been started up, TT on it first, Hoya on the flank. Maybe TT can show us what they can do in the team fights.
There comes the curtain call, engage on the other side to set up. Magnustone Bone to set up, needs to start running away. Xiaohao burns the Crescent Guard. Herald secured. ZDC in the back line now throwing out some more needles. Beginning to get a lot of damage done. Quickness comes on down. They do bring down Palkia. There goes down that counter strike from Hoya, but he's in the middle of 4 members and will die doing it. Herald for 2. They do
enemy team up for long enough, and EDG walk away with 3 kills.
I thought Feather had gotten out, and there is a dancing grenade followed him through the army, and he went down at the back end of it all. Palkia now being exhausted and run out. There's the Realm Warp. I don't think he's getting out this time, so TT getting a little bit of something on the board. The problem is elsewhere, Xiaohao is picking up a dragon.
Alright, so it's some gold back for TT, and while the support is dead, now you can use the Herald. This is not bad from TT, to the point actually where Palkia's dead, Herald's in mid lane, Jackie can walk down to the bot side of the map, they'll kill mid lane turret and get the dragon. This is a good turnaround for TT now. They needed something to get some wind into themselves, because they were getting blown out in this game.
Important that.
Okay, back onto the map now. Hex Flash setup does have Flash. Not a very high HP turret though. He's just hopped over the wall. Yeah, that's a dead Rise. He's gonna have a Flash. I don't think anyone's really gonna help him. Arn's walked into Aki. Setup flashes. I don't think that's a useful use of that summon. It goes down anyway.
Angel's still very high HP there. It's not the Seraphs to go through. So he's trying to like straight out in the PL picture. Arn does end up in danger from the trundle, but burns the heal and just runs away. Subjugate down into the fight we go again. Out comes the Feather Storm. Crescent Guard comes on down. Curtains are also called. Flash over the feathers, and an Audacious Charge brings down the trundle. Did not have the subjugate because he used it on Arn about a minute ago.
EDG are approaching the map in such a better way. I think we can see a little bit. You know, we saw a little bit of the macro coming out from TT post that Herald, but
you go like flying with wings on your back.
Could you imagine like a Esports Graveskin where his smoke
they get a kill and just was about half a second late with the rocket belt
on the Akali. God, by the way, if you didn't catch the game 3 of Top Esports versus Invictus Gaming yesterday, flick back.
That's dangerous. Aki's got a subjugate. It doesn't matter. Flashes into his own grave.
The Atakan helping out with the slow on the kills on the people around them too.
Yeah, something like that.
So call it about 25 is 2.5k up. Hoya going in for the will be a 1v3 onto ZDZ. Yeah, they will get this kill.
Easy now in a spot of bother. Does get a fair amount of needles out. Doesn't have any more to work with. And the counter strike comes on down. Decent amount of healing, but there's a locket there at the end of it all, just in case a snip was about to come on through. Takes their time to do it though. That wasn't a very fast kill on the Gwen.
I might open up mid lane turn and one extends caught.
He's got a flash, will need to burn it, but just doesn't get a chance and decides, look, if I burn it here, it's not going to be around for an objective. I just have to give up the death. Now someone's TP'd into this. Hoya does get out to safety. Turret goes down. Is now in a scary spot. Has got flash himself. Setup being zoned away here as Angel gets a fair amount of work done. He's got a third of his HP left. This is getting a bit scary. Vitalize is a nightmare at this point. We've seen more and more people pick it up, and the Unraveled Earth comes on through, and Unravel was what remains of Setab's health bar.
Xiaohao walking forwards. Kind of scary, actually, when the Shin and EDG are still up, you know, 2 towers, huge amount of pressure on the map. Look how many wards they have on the bot side jungle.
Yeah, that's still the Pope's title.
Look, okay, we can talk about Roman history another time. Baron's about to get down. Let's see what CT can do to respond.
2k HP, it's just gone. We'll not be able to get into the pit, and now we can return to our Roman Empire discussions. Probably not. We've got a fight potentially coming up as we have a little bit of fun here. Aki is going to get eviscerated. Well-timed pressing guard to deny Feathers engage. Throws down the quickness, but to what end? Hoya still hit with the bullets, and Xiaohao picks up his 5th for the game. So we need to look for more. Crash down, Magnet Storm, shot back onto Setab, and he will ensure he dies while Palkia trades his life out, but the Rise is a bigger prize than the Rel at this point.
EDG's Legion loses their Equites as the Horseman of Rel goes down, but it is a worthy trade, gets an extra kill under that tower, and EDG will march on the warpath forwards.
Onto the turrets we go. Base broken. The Legion marches forwards, decimating all that stand in their way. Don't you dare start talking about decimation and what it means. Inhibitor turret number 2 will fall afterwards.
Of all the things you could say, that one annoys me somehow the most. EDG will back off, it won't be the death. Their macro player's been, and their team fighting's been good too. Doing that with a rookie on their side of Palkia, this apparent prodigy coming up from, not even coming up from LDA. He played a couple of games, I think, in Asia Masters. That's all he's had. Very little gameplay.
Asia Masters, Nest.
On NEST, rather. Very few games from him. He's had such a good performance in the first few games.
Angel picked up the Medjai's 4 items deep at this point, 3.5 on the Jhin. And this Gwen is not exactly any weaker. What on earth do you do as Thunder Talk Gaming here? They'll throw down a Rune Prison onto the Rel, who maybe will fall, but no. And Xiaohao flashing to secure on the other side. Hoya gets onto one. Couple autos down, but again, just doesn't have enough remaining. Arn managed to get a captive audience down before Arn, or rather, Hoya could do all that much. Who had to flash out, still gets hit by the curtain call. Aki's there, as is what X said, at least gets one back. Maybe could get another, but it is a feel-good moment at the back end of a field away. Get to 2 items, God forbid 3 items, and then ricochet your way to victory. It can be very, very dangerous. The response then is a rapid lock-in of the Kai'Sa.
I really like that.
Make the lays around the map, make your farming paths too awkward. You just will be so anemic, and you can't have that on the Wukong. Your laners right now are...
This is actually a point where it's quite dangerous for EDG. They're not that far behind in overall gold, but again, and level 6 has now been hit by Xiaohao. This is the danger point, though, when the ET are flashing out of vision.
Flash for the shield of Daybreak, but the turnaround from Xiaohao getting that Cyclone down, gets more damage onto Aku's flashed and goes down regardless, burns his Cataclysm, and it doesn't even go off.
Huge mistake by Aki. Let's go.
Thinking about it, Nautilus nearly back. Give him 5 seconds, he'll be here. Spider Naughting his way forward. Hoya on a really good angle for a good equalizer setup, though. What on earth is that? That is a disaster from the Aurora. The equalizer sucks on the other side. A little bit of damage onto Arm, but he's still got Cleanse and Flash and all these things. And actually, it's Angel, I apologize, who's being jumped at because, of course, the Arm Kai'Sa gets flying to the backside with a killer instinct. Palkia now looking to get behind the play. One extent on the clear out the wave as they go. Hoya, scrap shield already burned. Needs to be wary. Does this rumble. He's been smoked and he will go down. It's the Nautilus that picks up the kill.
EDG, just what a fight. But they get onto Hoya instead of Aki there, forcing the rumble back. However, now, once again, you're going into a dragon fight without all your ultimates. TT, down HP advantage. Angel teleporting back in, but once again, fighting without one of their ultimates.
Exactly how valuable it is. You still got Ornot, you still got Cyclone, some big tools here available. You can find a decent angle. Setup goes across the Veil. They jump onto Palkia, who takes a lot of damage.
Where was that going?
And the Equalizer comes undone, does tag on, but that's about it, really.
The Solar Flare in Narnia? That could have been the extra CC they needed to kill off that Nautilus and maybe go into an Atacon. Here comes the counter engage.
For a big old chunk into the death rate.
I got into that late. And then, yeah. Really the Daybreak realm, and it's really broke turning on both of this. All right, Herald being started. EDG no call of the Forge God. Shower going in.
Goes to the back line. Ooh, Jarvan nabs it. He dies to get over the wall. Does Xiaohao burning will open all quite down. Flashing away. Solar Flare lands onto Palkia, now let split off. Doesn't have the flash this time. Might be able to turn this around with a hook. Will go down. And Thunder Talk on the boards.
Don't love how EDG have been playing out the last few objectives, but TT have been picking up the pieces of EDG approaching objectives in a much less confident way and using their ultimates less effectively too. No Call of the Forge God that last time. Definitely hurt them, and of course before that, no Chaos Storm. Hurt EDG a little bit too. Herald into mid lane. TT not that far behind in gold. If they take this mid lane out of turret, they feel pretty okay. The flag drag cancelled by the grab.
Oh, and a shove into the wall. The gravity field value is good. Kaisa! Killer instinct value cleanses away. Beginning to turn around as the Acathian rain comes down and Feather is in danger. Void Seeker wide, but it doesn't damn well matter as Angel picks it up. And all of the good things have done.
A few. Been around for a very long time, bringing some of the very best casting on. No cleanse. They're trying to punish that. Has his ult flash back up. Mid lane turret will go down. Needs to misposition. Need to misuse ultimates for them to have fighting chance. TT walking bot side. Maybe they can misposition.
On TPing. They want to make this play. Look at Xiaohao. And I think TT might not be able to watch for the Cyclone. It's Category 5, baby. There goes Aki. Down for the count already. No Cataclysm available. Isn't that ironic? Because it's a Cataclysm, all right. But Thunder Talk, who are grounded in the back end of EDG's damage. Feather needs to back away. Setup tries to go between worlds and just eats a death ray for his time. Back away they go to EDG. 3 men to the good.
He's going between worlds, but sadly the place which connects them is the River Styx. Setup ends up in the underworld with a poor ultimate and a poor fight. TT, they thought they'd found the overextension from EDG. Instead, EDG had left the hook and bait waiting for them. TT lose so many members. That's going to open up the mid lane turrets. I think EDG just went massively far into the advantage.
And now the mid-tier 1. Solar Flare, but okay, well, you do get the Victor Flash. He's potentially valuable.
You do, but now you have no Flash Cataclysm, no Solar Flare, no On the Hunt, with a tower still to defend, Xiaohao on the flank with Flash Cyclone, and also Baron coming up in 20 seconds. Parakia misses the hook.
Oh, big damage. Needs to back away, and unfortunate, that's a bit too far.
Yeah, I guess punished. I think Xiaohao was looking for the dive there, but Palkia, probably as Rumble will be benefiting from the Bloodletter's Curse and setup as well. TT do have good itemization. They're behind a lot of gold. A lot of that is in jungle, which will be a problem. But TT do have the DPS to win fights now if EDG misposition.
Aki Cataclysm onto the Nautilus. He's trying to buy some time, gets the Astrok down, but I don't think it means all that much. And sticking around on some wards there, trying to make sure they weren't jumping Angel, and said he gets jumped instead.
Yeah, so TT have learned from On's Shen and On's Nautilus at MSI. Turns out you can just pick up the support int every so often and get some good wins out of it. Palkia thought he was safe on his side of the map, stood on a ward, goes down, had no flash to get out of that Cataclysm. Easy kill for TT, gives them a bit more time to look for a winning fight.
And all that much elsewhere, minute and a half until the next dragon. Oh yeah, the Electro Harpoon and reveals himself in doing so. Gonna get jumped on regardless. Warrior tricks it into Nimbus Strike, and Cyclone Part 2 helps Angel pick up the kill.
Really big brain from Angel. Angel has been a very successful Victor player in his career, and right there just hangs in the very side of the bush. But he thinks he's less likely the Rumble to check with the Harpoon. Shows himself. Goes down. EDG can now go towards that Baron, and that 3-item Kai'Sa now with the Terminus will shred this objective.
No TP. Did burn the Cyclone and the Chaos Storm. Get dicey here. An Arcane Storm. It all got changed, didn't it? But there we go. Palkia now in a... Potentially, if it's making sure that Aki cannot get towards Baron, it's a screw by EDG. The fight after is looking dicey as well. Feather is a dead man. They don't charge him immediately. Oh, the hook onto setup. Prevents him from getting to the wall until just now. And On gets to follow up with the Killer Instinct. Bunny Rabbit for dinner.
TT tried to use the Spellbook Smite on the Leona after Aki was CC'd away from the objective by Palkia. Creating space. Turns out Palkia's pretty good at that one. As TT can't get the steal, EDG not only take the Baron, they take a host of kills and will open up onto the map as well. Another fantastic game from Xiaohao. The opportunity around the Baron was opened up by his pick on towards Hoya on the top side of the map, and EDG do just look like they are the far better team here.
Hoya's in danger. Is EDG coming? Angel also coming on over. That's a level 16 Nautilus Orn. Does a fair amount of damage to the Arcane Storm as well. My god, Angel begins to sting at this point. Tier 2 falls in that top lane.
This should be the end of the series, going up towards 9,000 gold in the advantage. Orn items giving so much extra stats. A dragon on the table too. EDG should feel so happy about their state in the game. And sadly for TT, they were waiting for eventually to get a 3+ item severe team fight. 1xN's never been able to get good DPS onto clumped up targets. One of the problems with this composition, every time that Sivir finds a pocket to engage, there's an Ornal over them, there's a Cyclone nearby, there's a mark applied from the Plasma, so they have to stay safe from the Kai'Sa. Too many things keeping the Sivir at bay, and I think with setup struggling on the Aurora, 2,000 gold behind Angel, TT have run out of threat.
DZ tries to get the Searing Charge into the wall, won't quite find it. Also had the Volcanic Rupture there as well, but won't be able to catch anyone out there. Setup desperately trying to get at least a bounty here. Should be able to get this turret. It's been a bit of a pain point for TT. Multiple people caught out around that objective. Stepping on forward, hit by the Electro Harp.
My dude.
And the Boomerang Blade.
My dude, why are you stepping up like that? That is not the play. Still has enough HP to stick around and use the Baron buff. Doesn't really have the HP to go completely ham, but he has a little bit of the lifesteal to help him keep that up.
Nice ramp scepters and terminuses and all those things, so should be okay to get a hold of this inhibitor afterwards. Done so.
Well, back away. Baron buff, 30 seconds left. 4,000 Baron power play. The Cloud Soul close as well. For EDG, took that dragon just before they walked in with these waves. Setup jumping forward to see if he can do anything. He's 4 levels down in mid lane. Angel, the Rod of Ages, the extra farm is doing the Lord's work here, and EDG can use him now on the flank. He's got so much XP, he can be a solo flanking threat.
Damage onto Setup. Angel in danger. Really is he? Just throws down the Hextech Rose. My god, he hurts. Angel throwing out some Siphon powers. In they go, the Killer Instinct in, and down goes the Sivir 1xN. The X marking his own grave at this point. Nexus turrets under siege. EDG convincing again. A little bit slippery perhaps in the mid game, but it was once again a very, very good showing. 4-0, 2 series deep. EDG come into summer with a point to prove.
EDG 2.